It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Hello everyone, my name is Tyrone Lowe. The show is called The Legends. I want to thank everybody all over the world that actually watches my show and actually subscribes to my show. And without you guys, there wouldn't be no legends. In the house of the legends, I have three beautiful ladies in front of me. I have Dr. Nodia Sherwood, Dr. Belinda Allen, and Teresa Clark. Welcome to The Legends.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're going to start with you, Nodia. Let's tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
So I am Dr. Nordia Sherwood. I am the president and founder of Chance for a Brighter Future. It's a nonprofit youth organization in New Jersey. I am a speaker, I am a coach, and I'm also an author. And I mean, yeah, that's
Dr. Belinda Allen,
Hi.
tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Dr. Belinda Allen.
Right.
I am a speaker, an author, the CEO of True to Fitness Health, a wellness company, and I am the director of programs for Chance for a Brighter Future.
Okay. And we have Teresa Clark.
Hi, I am Teresa Clark. I am a nurse practitioner. I'm licensed in 8 states. I do primary care for children and also gerontological care for adults. I am the vice president for Chance for a Brighter Future.
Okay. Dr. Allen, so let's talk about the Chance for a Brighter Future. When was it actually erected?
Oh, wow. I think the Chance for a Brighter Future, it came, oh my gosh, the best person to tell the story is Dr. Nordia. But you know what? I would tell you, it came out of a situation that she was going through.
Okay.
And she thought it was a great organization to start off to help the youth to give them a chance to start off with a brighter future. But I'm going to give that to Dr. Nordia because this is her story, and I think she would do it better than I would. What do you say?
yes.
Okay.
So Chance for a Brighter Future was started in 2021.
Right.
So this organization was founded because I was a widow when I was 29 years old. I had to raise my 2 sons. At the time, they were 4 and 6 years old on my own after my husband passed. And so that's why I took some time after going through the healing and the transformation to start this organization. Now I help other youths who suffer trauma of the loss of their parents. So we've been around for 4 years right now.
Okay. And how has it been since then? I mean, what's the overcome of it as far as the youth are concerned?
Well, it is amazing. We have partnered with over 25 different organizations.
Okay.
And we have even developed youth programs. We've reached over, I want to say, 20,000 youths
Okay.
already in the span of 4 years. So
Wow.
we are expanding. We are growing rapidly because there's definitely a need for the services that we provide.
Okay. And Dr. Allen, what type of services do you guys actually provide for the kids?
So I am the program director. So we create programs like, you know what, since I'll take the time to talk about our newest program. Our newest program is called the Speaker House. And what the Speaker House is, we are teaching the youth to get them prepared for the professional world.
Okay.
Because sometimes the youth, some of our youth, they don't want to go to college. And we want to give them a chance. So what the Speaker House does, it is a leadership accelerator.
Okay.
And it's a 12-week accelerator, and we teach the youth about being a leader. I mean, let me give you a quick story.
Okay.
Picture this. Picture a young lady fresh out of high school, getting on a train, getting ready to go for an interview or do a presentation at an organization, and her palms is sweaty, she's nervous, and she walks in this organization, she's
Right.
standing in front of a panel of people, and all of a sudden she freezes.
Okay.
Can you imagine that? You can't even imagine that.
I couldn't even imagine that.
So what the Speaker House does, we flip the script. We
Okay.
prep them for that. We prep them for being a leader. We prep them for speaking. We prep them for having those presentations where they can speak any room, and we do it professionally.
Okay.
So that's what we do. That's our newest program.
Okay. And Teresa, what has been the success rate as far as the foundation itself?
I would say we're at an 80% success rate. Our biggest goal right now is to increase our network.
Right.
We are trying to accumulate more grants so that we
Right.
could better able to financially support the children with the educational resources, with mentorships, we would love to get counselors on our payroll that could, we could sit down with the kids and provide counseling to those who specifically go through trauma and need that long-term counseling sessions for healing, to promote healing. So I would say we're at 80% in terms of the recognition that we've gained, access to the different workshops we created. We have toy drives. So not only do we provide educational workshops or assistance with after-school homework or childcare if needed, we also provide resources so that they can enjoy life. So we have Halloween retreats, we have toy drive, Easter egg hunt, Christmas, and we have book drives too.
Okay.
So just about anything that will impact their everyday lives.
Okay. So do you have specialists that actually deals with their mentalism therapeutically?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Okay, do you have specialists that deals with the kids' mentalism?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about that, because it seems like a lot of kids that do come to the program are broken in a sense, and things of that. So how do you guys actually encourage them and inspire them to let them know that at this moment everything is okay?
Let me take a step of that.
Yes, you can do that. That's
The beauty of it is I have a background in nursing as well as she has nursing as well. And our program, we actually work with them with their mental well-being.
Okay.
We create a physiological safe space where they can feel safe, where we create an open space where they can talk about what they're actually going through, and they're able to tell you that these are the resources that we need. We don't trust, sometimes, they can be very, very vocal. We don't trust our environment. We don't trust to go to our counselor. We don't trust the outside world, but they feel safe. And they love the fact that we come in and we create that space. And we just tap in. We help them recognize their triggers, help them recognize their environment, and just show them how they can reset and refocus and restructure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Nadia, is every case of kids in an individual, as an individual, is it based on the anonymity? Is it based on anonymity?
I wouldn't say every case because we have so I wouldn't say every case, but and to add to what Dr. Allen said, we also do workshops. So we go into the schools. That's one of our biggest programs is going into the actual school. So we partner with the schools. We actually do their wellness events that they're having, and we sit and we have that time. Like she was saying, a lot of the students, what I find, especially those that are suffering trauma, they don't trust the social workers. They don't trust the school counselors. So we have a team that will go in and conduct these workshops that the children can talk to, and they can be more open. And based on all the schools that we've gone to and all the responses from the children, they rather having outside influence and that external. And
it's like meeting them where they are, right?
Yeah.
It's about meeting them where they are. They love that.
Do any of them, anybody can answer this question, do they have parents as well that actually volunteer these services for their kids as well?
The parents sign them up.
Okay.
So a lot of our events, the parents are there.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of our events, because a lot of the youths we have are single parent, because either the mother had passed or the father passed, because our mission, is to provide mentorship, educational support, motivation, and also to inspire them in that journey to adulthood. That's the mission of Chance for a Brighter Future.
Absolutely.
So the parents, like I said, most of them either are grandparents. I've had youths where lost both parents, no grandparents. I've partnered with other social workers that children that are in, certain facilities that we will make sure that they have, toys or different, whatever resources that we can provide.
Right.
So
and
Yeah.
a voice. Because just to piggyback off of what Dr. Sherwood said earlier, some voices will come to you, but some will not be heard.
Right.
And so I think us being that outside resource just really provide an avenue for that safety net to come to us and speak to us outside of your school environment. So not everybody that come to us have a voice. You have to evaluate them and just really get into the nit and grit of why are you here based off of the evaluation.
Right.
And then we can, based off the evaluation, then we can provide the resources that we think they need.
Okay. So if the kids are broken, that means that their parents or whoever's overseeing them has this actually, I can say, disabled in a sense as far as dealing with them. So do they get help as well?
Well, the brokenness is not primarily from parenthood.
Parents, right.
Okay,
It's
okay.
from loss.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, it's from
Right.
loss.
And what's the age? What ages do you guys deal with as far as?
Well, we mainly, for most of what we've had, is usually from 8 through 17. That's usually the age group that we mainly have to us. So like some of the high school children, some of the middle schools. But when we do our programs, like it's for everyone. It's for all youths.
Okay.
Whenever we do our toy drives, whenever we do our Halloween or book drive, it's for all children. But most of the programs that we do service children from that age group. So 8 through 17 years old.
Okay, that's kind of cool because society needs a lot of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
They really do.
They do.
I'm not speaking just as far as being educational, but more on the spiritual type of note, because kids these days are so easily to be misled in a
Right.
sense. And I think with the program that you're actually, what you guys are doing, are teaching them to be authoritarians. Am I right?
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house. It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house.
Little leaders, I like to call them. Little leaders. That's what I like to call them. Little leaders walk around. And just little leaders,
And you mentioned something earlier about the parents.
Right.
So we're coaches, and we have, like, even on our team we have mental health coaches.
Right.
That so they know that we have that available if they need
Yeah.
someone to talk. Then we provide that also as a service where we'll give them like a 15-minute reset call or something like that. So they
Yes.
have access to that as well, just to bring
And
that
one
up.
of the most recent
Okay.
workshop, they also had like meditation exercises, yogas, and stuff like that. So sometimes the parents have the opportunity to join in if they
Okay.
like.
And do you guys get a lot of volunteers as well, as far as with the program?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Sometimes even the older kids volunteer to assist the younger kids.
Okay. It must be great to see that a kid actually evaluates itself from the program into something really great. Have you guys actually experienced that?
Yes.
When
yes.
they come back and see that they actually made their life, really
Yes.
great?
Yes.
Yes.
I've experienced, believe it or not, I experienced a couple of times. I received a text and it would say, I normally don't give my card out, but they would say, thanks for saving my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
And having that experience, you just never know what they're actually going through.
Right.
One young lady, she reached out to me and she said, I used to have anxiety all the time. I used to be stressed all the time. But Dr. Belinda, you showed me how to breathe.
Right.
You basically showed me that my central nervous system, when I am breathing shallow, my central nervous system is sending a message that I'm in danger in that
Right.
fight or flight, but showing her how to really refocus and recenter and do a breathing exercise intentionally. That's the difference.
Right.
And she would come back and say, now I'm clear and I'm able to walk and go throughout, and just giving her little cue cards when you're feeling onset, when you're feeling that anxiety approaching, just giving her little tips that what to do when she's walking down the hall.
Okay.
That little cue card, those things matter.
Do some of the kids need to be medicated?
Well,
We don't get
medication.
involved.
no,
Okay.
we don't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just asking a hypothetical question.
Yeah, we don't do the
You know,
medication
because some
part.
kids need to be medicated in order to be stabilized in a sense. So I just
Yes.
wanted to know, do you guys deal with that as well?
Yes.
No,
No.
we don't.
Well, we're not going to say no to it, but we will say that right now at this
Recommendation.
time,
Right.
we don't
have the
do that.
resources.
We don't have those
Oh, okay.
resources. No. Mm-mm.
And so, how do you actually get into the spiritual realm with the kids? I mean, you know, let them know that there is a higher power and things of that nature. Do you guys talk about that with them?
I tap in the challenges.
Okay.
That's how I tap in. Everyone is going through a challenge. When we all say that, we're all going through challenges.
Right.
And when I tap in those challenges, I allow them to give themselves a permission to pause and understand that you will have challenges moving forward. But let's not look at those challenges. Let's not look
Okay.
at past challenges. Let's look at the present challenge right now.
Okay.
And so that's how I tap into that spiritually.
Okay.
Do you want to tap? You want to?
I mean, spirituality is a very broad concept, and so
Yeah.
you have to be very sensitive when you approach
Right,
that. There are
okay.
a lot of children who are from different homes, from
Yes.
different
Right,
backgrounds,
right,
and so
right.
that's not really something that we focus in depth on. If a child or two children or a group of children that come to us and they're from the same background religion-wise, and they need to get access to resources that specifically is specifically tailored to their religion, then we'll I'm not saying we won't, we'll definitely make accessible accessible means towards, you know, having that access. But just to piggyback, just to fall back on one of the questions you asked about, we've had children who joined the program later on in high school who are now off to college. And
Right.
so one of the goal that we've discussed more recently is to be able to provide scholarships to some of
Okay.
these children.
Right,
Yes.
right.
I think it's very important, and it's imperative. Let's say that it's imperative for us to be able to have them access financial resources when it comes on to educational growth and expansion way into adulthood, as long as we can.
Okay.
That's one of our goals.
Okay. Oh, so once they evaluate themselves to the point where they branch off as adulthood, do they come back and actually try to set an example to the other kids as far as speaking to them and let them know, well, listen, I've been through this program. I was where you guys were at, and look at me now. You know, set an example for them.
Yes.
in a
Well,
sense?
they never really leave us.
Okay.
And so what I find is a lot of them, they love our Halloween programs, our
Okay.
Christmas programs. They really love to be there, to volunteer, to help. They will share foods because we have an annual Christmas toy drive.
Okay.
And we participate in the Halloween events each and every year. They love doing that. And so they're a part of that. Even my own children, because they're there volunteering all the time.
Right.
Because they've suffered the trauma. And so they can speak to some of these kids as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, they never really leave us.
We don't let them go. We tap out
And
to
that's
them.
good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Dr. Sherwood.
Yes.
Now, we're going to talk about your book.
Sure.
You know, From Wounds to Wisdom. Can you hold the book up so the viewers
Is
can
the
actually see
camera?
it?
Is this one right here?
Yeah.
So From Wounds to Wisdom.
Right. So let's talk about the fundamentals of the book and how do you actually got into actually writing the book.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, when I was 29 years old, I was a widow. My husband died in his sleep.
Okay.
And at this moment, I remember when I got the phone call, I was sitting in my psychology of addiction class when I got the news from actually one of our sons
Wow.
that daddy won't wake up. And that was a turning point of my life. And so, like I said, this happened over 12 years ago. June 2nd was actually the anniversary, was 13 years since he passed. In order for me to write a book about transformation, I had to go through the transformation
Right.
first.
Okay.
So I went through years of therapy, I did the healing, and then I decided, you know what? It's time for the world to know my story. So from wounds to wisdom, the title came because from my wounds that I've endured, I have gained wisdom, right? And so it's transforming my pain into power. And now I'm empowering others to do the same. And this book really, it's available on Amazon, and it really blew my mind because especially the sales of the men, I had no idea so many men will purchase the book.
Yeah.
And the reviews are just amazing. So it lets me know it's a real and raw story, step by step, everything that I went through. Not only did I speak of the wounds, but also the wisdom, the steps that I took to overcome, you know, and it's also has reflections where you can journal and stuff like that. So it's also a self-help book. It's not just a story that's just a heartbroken story. It's also an empowerment, a journey of empowerment, how you can go from wounds, you're wounded but you're not destroyed,
Right.
to wisdom.
And dealing with your children, how did they actually go to the concept of being where they're at right now through a healing process?
Well, it wasn't easy.
I can imagine.
Now, at the time when my husband passed, my oldest son was 6,
Okay.
and my youngest son was 4. My oldest is now 20.
Right.
My younger son is 18.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more challenging for the younger one. He couldn't sleep. So what happened was we would have to go to bed before he did, because he would say, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, are you going to wake up?" Because daddy didn't wake
Wow.
up. So he went through a very hard trauma. I was able to have school counseling. I had people that just stepped in from the community. So what I find is that when we're going through some of our deepest, darkest traumas, we need a community. We need
Right,
support.
exactly, yeah.
We had that, which is why I wanted to make sure that I created that community, that safe space, because that's what helped me with my children. And also seeing that I didn't stay down and I didn't stay wounded, I rose above it all. So I was an example also for my boys.
You know, it's a good thing that I like the fact that you went through what you went through, and you also came to the part of, I can't keep this unless I give it away as well.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, and that's a very important concept, you know, because it also is like an ongoing healing process for you as well.
Yes.
Because you're dealing with other individuals that's going through the same thing, and you're able to tell them, well, listen, I've been through this,
Exactly.
you know, and sometimes I'm sure that you have a shortcoming as far as what you went through. You want to
Yes.
talk about that?
Oh, so there are times, like I said, healing is a journey.
Right.
It's not something that's a quick fix. It's not we are living in a microwave generation where everything is just like this. We have artificial intelligence, but your healing will never happen just like that.
Right.
And so for me, I've had moments where the memories, you know, there's a saying that say memories don't leave like people do. They always remember you.
Exactly.
And so that was my story. Sometimes the memories, like the anniversary, June 2nd, it will pop up and in my brain it will say, oh, today's the day. And it doesn't matter what I'm doing, I will go back to that moment. It's like I'm reliving each moment, but I had to stop and pause for a moment and be reminded of the steps and things that I had to do to, like, okay, Nordia, you're over this now.
Okay.
That's the past. You're evolving. You're becoming a better person. So it is challenging. I
Right.
would not tell anyone that you're gonna be okay. You're gonna lose your husband or a loved one today and be okay tomorrow or next. There's no time frame.
Right.
It's been 13 years, but I'm still on my journey
Okay.
to healing. And right.
I
What would
remember
you
that
tell-
phone call like yesterday.
Yes.
Like yesterday.
Yeah. What would you tell the person that's actually going through this drama right now at a beginning stage? What would you say to them?
At the beginning stage,
Right.
do
Because
not
that's
isolate.
the most. I think that's the most intense part of it when you're going through the fundamentals of the beginning stage.
Listen.
You know, and I know that it's. I mean, I feel it because sometimes I have a tendency of putting myself in somebody else's place. I've sort of like went through something like that. You know, I grew up with my grandmother. I never got over her because that was my mother
Right.
and my father.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So to lose her, I lost myself, and just like you, I had good people to actually,
Tap
you
into.
know, tap into
Yeah.
me and say, well, listen, you know, it happens, things of that nature. But What would you say to the person that's actually going through the beginning stage of this process?
From my experience, when I went through that, I would say do not isolate. So I went into a serious depression in the beginning because I could not come to terms. That was my other half.
Right, right.
That was my husband. We were married at 19 years old. That was the father of my children. We did everything together. I isolated after the funeral. The phone calls stopped. You know, those are going to stop. I went into a serious depression. I was in the house with no electricity, nothing.
Wow.
And so because I isolated, trying to process the grief of not having. So I would say find you support, find you a community, get involved. Isolation can bring depression and it could bring you to a place where it's hard to come out of.
Right.
Speaking from experience.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this question. It might be a little intense, but viewers need to know. Now, you've been through this journey and things of that nature, and you have these beautiful ladies to actually help you along the way.
Yeah.
If your husband was here right now, what would you actually say to him?
If my husband was here right now,
Right.
well, if my husband was here right now, I would not have gone through
True.
the things that I have gone through. So I would say, to be fair, I would have chosen a different path.
Right. Okay.
Right? I would have chosen a different path because prior to my husband passing, I wanted to be a psychologist.
Right.
That's what I was in school to become. But I changed. Now I had a mission. Now I'm the president of an organization helping others to overcome trauma. So
Okay.
if my husband was here right now, I would say I would not, the story would have been different, but I would still say thank you for the memories, thank you for the lessons, and thank you for the love.
Okay. And I want to thank you guys for being on my show, sharing your strength, hope, and experience, things of that nature. I need you guys to channel into chance for a brighter future. You know, this organization is really huge and is really going to take places. If you have youth at home, even if they're not going through stigmas and things of that nature, still tap in with them because I'm sure that is something that they can actually help. And I want to thank you guys again.
Thank you.
And this has been
you.
another T-Lo
Thank
video
you.
production, and you guys stay tuned for another episode.
Hey, boss. Okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You sure?
I said I'm fine.
Since I was little, it was only like me and my parents.
You think you created family out of characters?
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna take that, make it into a song.
Put me to bed, see you in the morning. With the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. Where you at, where you at, on the way out. In my head, in my head, in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Pop.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.